Hey there, Mark Cement Contractor. I wanted to give you an overview here of some opportunities that I see to update your website so that you can attract customers through your content and through your Google business profile. I love the way that your website looks, but I see a few things here that you could update pretty easily that would help you get people to your website when they're ready to work with a cement contractor. The one thing that I really like first up front is that you have it really obvious what it is that you do here in the page title. So that's really helpful, and it's going to make it a lot easier for people to find you since you have in the main title the keyword that describes what you offer. And then I like that you also have free quote here as the call to action. Makes it really easy for people to figure out what to do. One of the things that's hurting your site right now, though, is as you can see when I scroll down on your homepage, the menu remains static at the top. So I can really only see about half of the content on your homepage at any given time. And that makes it really hard to read about you, to understand why it is that you're the best choice for what you're doing, and to get information about how to work with you and the different types of services that you have. So I really recommend that you remove that setting so that your menu is not static. That's going to be a huge difference for how people interact with your site. Another thing I would recommend here is that you take this information up at the top, your address, your email, your phone number, put it in the footer at the bottom. It's already there, which is great, but this is prime real estate for your website, and this is obscuring information that you could be providing to people to nurture them toward working with you. So I would get rid of this. I'm not sure why you have a cart on your page. Do you have anything that people can buy from your website directly? I'm just going to see what the shop button has. Okay, so you're selling different product, different like apparel and that sort of thing. I would consider removing the apparel from your website here, because the main point of your website as it is now is to get people to work with you and to hire you for their cement needs. Having a shop on here is doing a couple of things that's detracting away from that. The first is it's slowing the site down. So I see you have WooCommerce on there. I took a look at that before I started recording. So that's something that's going to make the site a little bit slower. You're also distracting people from the main point of your site. So having a shop button here is going to distract people from signing up to work with you. So you might make a couple of bucks on a t-shirt or a hat, but would you rather have people buy your apparel, or would you rather have people sign up for thousands of dollars worth of projects with you? So I'd recommend getting rid of that, getting rid of the shopping cart. If you want to have shopping on your site, do it as a subdomain so that you don't have to dilute the interest of people who want to work with you with stuff that's not going to be very meaningful for your business. And then Facebook and Instagram, it's fine to have at the very top of the menu. Just make sure that it doesn't detract from people clicking on the free quote button, which is what you really want people to do. Okay, this is great. You have a lot of authority here, which is really, really helpful. That shows that you are a trusted resource for what you're doing and that people should work with you. Just trying to see here. So you've got quality service and you've got length of service. Why choose you? Okay. And then featured services. So I would probably, instead of having this section here, family owned and operated and been in business for over 40 years, just have your authority here near the top and then have your services, because you really want to catch people when they are looking for a specific service that you offer. So if you have that underneath the authority, you're going to nurture people toward working with you for a specific service. Definitely want to keep the family owned and operated on here. I just want to put it at the top because you want to organize your homepage in a way that gets people to reach out, and people are going to care more about the service that you offer than how long you've been in business. Even though that's a really, really helpful selling point, it's not going to be the primary selling point. The same thing with why choose us. That can go further down on the page. Our latest project, that's really great. I'm going to see where this is taking me. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about this, because I think that you could include some additional information here to make it a little bit more appealing to people who want to work with you. So you were hired to prep and pour, so I would probably change that so it's not a creepy word here. Prep and pour, 25,000 square feet. Okay, so what is the outcome? why did they hire you? What are some of the other results? So, okay, they needed 25,000 square feet of interior floor. What does that let your client do? How is it that you can showcase this a little bit more for other clients who need the same type of service? The other thing I'm noticing here when I navigate on the site is this weird box which loads while the page is queuing up. I would consider working on your page load speed because the website itself is pretty slow, and that's going to really hurt your conversions. We want to get it down to as fast as possible. Let me just take a quick look at your images here. Let's see, I'm going to open the image in the new tab just to get an idea of how big this image is. Okay, that's good. So the image itself is not super huge, but it is bigger than what it's looking like on the screen. So if you cut this down to how it actually appears, to the size that it's appearing as, that's going to help with your page load speed. So let's see. So right now it's it looks like it is about 292 by 300, 300 by 300. So cutting it down a little bit is going to help. The other thing that will help here is using a WebP file instead of a JPEG, because that is going to, that's the file type that loads the fastest right now. So that is usually the best option. Let me just see how big this one is. That's good. That's nice and small. So that's great. I'm going to see if this will let me. Yeah, so this looks like it's embedded behind. Oh, no, there we go. We can open it. See if we can open the image in the new tab. Yeah, I don't see that opening up in the new tab. So I'm just trying to get a feel for where there are some savings opportunities with images for what your website is doing. More importantly here, I'm looking at the services page, and this is a huge missed opportunity, because what you have is a list of services that people are looking for, but they're all lumped together on this one page. This page is going to have a very difficult time ranking for each of these services. If you pull these out into separate service pages that people can click on from this page, all of a sudden you're expanding the amount of real estate that you have on your website, and you're able to rank now for all of these services individually. So when people are looking for that specific service, you show up at the top. Whereas right now you're not going to be showing up at the top for all the services that you want to show up for, because they're all lumped onto this page and there's no meaningful content. Search engines want to display pages that are valuable to searchers, and one of the major metrics that they're looking at to determine whether a page is valuable is how much content is on it. So this has, a few, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 words max on here. So it's not really going to do an amazing job of answering a person's search query. Now, if I were to do foundation excavation, now I'm in Lansdale, so I'm near you, but not in the city. But okay, here. So this page, you can see, doesn't even have that much content on it, but it's got enough that you can see that it's ranking for that keyword that's going to be really important. And that's because the focus of the page is just on foundation excavation. So building out those pages around each of the services, one page per service, is going to be really helpful to get people onto your website and get more projects for keywords that are important to you. Okay, so this is just a quick idea of how you can update your site. See this, that loading speed was a little bit slow. I would definitely recommend updating that. Other thing I would recommend here in the footer is update it so that it's the current year, just as a small trust signal. Add your privacy policy, terms and conditions, that sort of thing, so that you're compliant with different website laws that are out there and the information that you need to present. And you can also put your logo down here, so when people are ready to go back to the homepage, they can click on the logo. And then the other piece you might want to consider on the homepage is adding a capture box so that people who are interested in working with you can put their email in. That way you can reach out to them if they're not quite ready to work with you, but they don't want to forget that they found you and they want to work with you in the future. They can put their email address in there, and then you can nurture them by sending them information that is helpful to them and reminds them that you exist. I hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions here about this video. If you want to work with me, I'm available. If not, take this, implement it, and see what you can do in terms of getting your rankings out there and really landing more projects with your website. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Take care.